Hello once again and welcome to 360 Sports on Trust TV, where we bring you nothing but the very best in sports news and sports analysis. I am Ibrahim Yusuf, welcoming you to the show. It is packed, actually. We're going to talk about the AFCON qualifiers coming up, and we're going to take a look at some transfer rumors flying about in Europe as well, as far as soccer is concerned. Well, right here in the studio, I have Jide Olushola with me. It's nice to have you on the show.
Good evening, Nigerians. Thank you for having me again.
All right, it's always a pleasure having you on the show.
Same here too.
All right, well, let's go straight into it. The AFCON qualifiers for the 2023 AFCON is coming up, and CAF threw down the hammer and ousted Mauritius from running of things, and now Sao Tome has been put into the mix. And of course, we know that that affects Nigeria's group. So Nigeria is now going to play Sao Tome after they kicked out, Mauritius got kicked out. Do you think that anything changes?
No, nothing changes. Because it's still the same opponent. We must still play against a country to qualify for the AFCON. So it's either Mauritius or Sao Tome. Anybody must still play the qualifying series in the country. So whatever whatever Mauritius did wrong, add luck to them. They'll go back to their dressing room and back to our drawing board to avoid the repeat of what happened. But be as it may, I think the Super Eagles will be ready for the game against any country right now.
Well, how do you see our chances right now in the AFCON qualifiers? We know we're rebuilding right now, so how do you think it's going to go?
Yes, it may be rebuilding right now, but then I think we still have a good chance of qualifying for the group. And hardly does Nigeria not qualify for AFCON.
It's only when we get to the AFCON that's when the problem lies.
Though we have missed AFCON twice, but history, we always qualify for AFCON. So that is maybe we qualify. Okay. No matter what.
Because on paper we seem to have an easy group. Yes. When you look at it on paper.
But then there are no more minors in African football. Anybody can beat anybody.
Exactly.
Anybody can anybody.
Because now we're talking about Sierra Leone, Guinea-Bissau, and Sao Tome now.
So. And these countries have very agile players. They might have unknown players.
Exactly.
But the fact that they have unknown players makes them that
more dangerous because they have less to lose.
Yes. And the Nigeria players are everywhere in the world. And the Super Eagles, the brand that everybody wants to flow with. But be as it may, I have no doubt about Nigeria qualifying for the AFCON. No, I have no doubt about that.
Okay. Well, let's still talk.
It's only World Cup I know I might not qualify for, but. Well, we didn't qualify ourselves.
Which we have not qualified.
But AFCON, no, I have not about that.
Okay, well, let's still talk about the Nigerian national team. I like to talk about the Nigerian national team at this point because we hold the Super Eagles very dear to our hearts as Nigerian sports lovers. And some of us are really not happy with the way the Super Eagles are going right now. We have a new technical advisor. What is your take on that?
Okay, I've never really watched the man perform before, never. Even when he was assistant coach to Carlos Queiroz at Real Madrid, and they were sacked after a season. So as an assistant coach, so I don't really know much of his pattern per se.
Because a lot of people actually, that's the same problem they have. They doubt his pedigree. I mean, what has he actually done to deserve the Super Eagles?
So it was when they now brought up his name that I went to YouTube, to check out the kind of formation he plays. So he doesn't play the regular 4-4-2 or 4-3-3. Okay. So it's more of a 4-1, 4-2-1-1. No, it tweaks his formation, not regular 4-3-3. So and in his previous jobs, he has not been successful. He has not won any trophy. He has not, So I don't even know what to even say about him right now until I begin to see what he does with the Super Eagles. Let's see, maybe in the next 5 games we'll see what actually is.
We're just holding out to blind hope that he can be able to do something worthwhile.
Apparently. I would have loved to watch the first game, but I missed it because it was early in the morning, 1 a.m. Yes. And the streaming platform did not even show me very well. No? So, but then from what I was able to see, the highlights, I'm not so impressed, but the players just played because they are used to play with themselves.
Yes. Not actually him having a stamp on the team.
Yes. So maybe as he gets involved in more games, maybe the players will be able to blend with his theory and everything. And since Matthew Penny said he was recommended to us by Jose Mourinho, So
so that's a strong reference was actually.
so if you say that recommended him, just say he said Arsene Wenger recommended Gene Roy
Exactly.
to us, and Jose Mourinho recommended Giuseppe Peseiro to us. Okay, so let's see what is going to.
He hasn't been officially unveiled yet, but
Yes.
there are some rumors abound. From the grapevine, we heard that he's been offered a short-term deal.
1 year.
Yes.
Yeah, and if he fails, they will sack him.
So what's the point? Is he a stopgap measure? I thought we were supposed to rebuild now.
That means, to me, that deal, I feel the NFL, they don't even trust in Pase to give him a long-term deal because they're not very sure of his pedigree, but they just felt because it was the cheaper option for them when it comes to money, when it comes to the salary.
Okay.
NFF or the sport ministry, they could not afford to the other players like Laurent Blanche, the former France coach, of course, he was going to demand for
a lot of money.
And this guy got money for £50,000, $50,000, which is going to, out of the money, he's going to pay his own assistants every month. So they just felt they went for the cheaper option financially, but they didn't go for the best.
The best.
Yes.
Well, we do hope, as we always do, that the Super Eagles will actually make us proud, and we'll see some changes going forward. Away from the Super Eagles now, let's take a look at some transfer rumors that are actually flying around. Chelsea now are in the market for a fullback, and we hear that the name making waves now in Chelsea is Sergini Dest of Barcelona. Do you think he'll be an upgrade of what they currently have right now? Because I think Reece James is their current right full back and right back as well. So do you think Dest is an improvement on that?
No, I don't think. I don't believe that Dest should go to Chelsea. He's more or less a starter in Barcelona, and he's an American. I think the first American to play in Barcelona. And he's been doing so well for them in the last few games. In the last, I think he's there for 2 seasons now.
Exactly.
He has done so well for them. So why would he go to Chelsea when there's a particular James Reece who is almost like untouchable when it comes to that position?
Yeah.
So it's just stay where.
Well, maybe the rumors are actually abound because Barcelona need to sell.
They need to sell. They should sell the players who are earning so much money.
Like
we have
Memphis,
Dembele.
Okay.
They have Memphis. Of course, I don't know how much Aubameyang is earning, but I'm not sure he's earning so much money compared to what Dembele.
But that means they'll be selling their top performance. I mean, like Ousmane Dembele came good towards the end of the season. He played fantastic.
So you don't sell players. You should sell players who are earning big money.
Okay, so that they can save a lot of money.
They can save
maybe
money.
Frankie de Jong.
Of course, they can sell it. But Frankie, I don't know why they don't sell him, but. Anyway, since Ten Hag wants in Man U, and they play together in Ajax, so Ajax went to Barcelona. So probably it's a good option for them to sell players.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Chelsea now, since we're on their case. Yes. All right, they're looking for a fullback. That's what the rumors are saying. But what do you think they actually need? Because Chelsea started amazingly last season. We thought they were going to be title contenders towards the end, but something happened.
They need 2 central defenders.
Okay.
Thiago Silva is 38.
Yeah, he'll be turning 38.
He can't be there for long. So they need to have someone that will understudy him and eventually replace him. And this German player is leaving already. Rudiger.
And Christensen is actually leaving as well.
So they don't need any fullbacks. They need to get central defenders. They have a good striking force, probably fairly good striking force. Except for Lukaku, probably who misfired this season.
Yeah, exactly.
And their midfield is absolutely strong enough. So it's just that central midfield, that central defense that they need to work on.
And they have a solid goalkeeper as well.
And they have a solid goalkeeper. So their focus should be more, or probably get a new striker that will replace Lukaku, and 2 central defenders.
Starting central defenders.
Central, good one. That will replace Rudiger. And Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva, actually.
Yeah, Thiago Silva, who is 38. So the other aspect I would say, during the game this season, the wife complained that why are the fans blaming the? I think it's the goal. Silva made the mistake that led to a goal, but forgotten that it was not that he said they forgotten that I was risking his own self at 38 years.
Playing week in week out.
Week out. Yeah. And it was a rock at that defense until he made the mistake, which is bound to happen. Every player can make a mistake. So don't expect so much from a 38-year-old man.
But if you make the choice to actually play with those years that you actually have, and you make that choice to play, then you should be willing to take whatever comes with it. We saw a 40-year-old Zlatan Ibrahimovic lead AC Milan to the Scudetto after 11 years.
Yes, but then how many games did Ibrahimovic play?
Yeah, but a lot of people actually say most of his influence came in the dressing room, exactly, because we saw clips of some rousing speeches that actually delivered before some
motivating factor.
Exactly, before some matches, that gave them the impetus to rise to that challenge. Maybe Chelsea are keeping Thiago Silva around for that time.
Yeah, you can keep him around, but not to start him every.
Which they seem to be doing now.
He will burn out. He's going to burn out.
He doesn't have the legs for it anymore.
Yes, he will surely burn out. He's 38 for Christ's sake. This guy, he has been playing. He will play for minutes 1 to minute 90, week in, week out. He will burn out.
And midweek as well.
And midweek, he will burn out. They will travel for games, within the country, outside the country.
Well, even if he's
and he's still play for Brazil.
Even if he's not 38, I think they should have
to be
able
in case he gets injured.
Yes, which is a high possibility considering his
age. Yes.
All right. Well, still talking about Chelsea. We talked about Lukaku. There are rumors flying around right now. Even in January, we had these rumors that he wants a move back to Inter, and Inter have started talks with Chelsea as to how to bring him back. We're hearing a loan move or something like that. How do you think that is a good move for Lukaku?
He should go back to.
He had one of his best years in
yes,
Inter.
He should go back to Inter because that's when he had, like I said, his best years of his career was in Inter. He scored lots of fantastic goals. Yes, and with Inter Milan. So it happened that he had not been able to. Probably the formation that. Thomas Tuchel employs in Chelsea does not really favor or suit his style of play because Lukaku is not the kind of person that comes in deep.
From deep.
He expects the ball to be given to him more like a kind of Drogba kind of a player.
A typical number 9.
Yes, he doesn't need to come back to the midfield to get the ball but Lukaku sometimes he gets chances and he misses them. He might have 10 chances. And he only scores 2 out of 10 chances. But when it was Inter, he was doing very well. He scored lots of goals,
Maybe because he had Lautaro Martinez playing alongside him. Maybe he's the kind of player that needs another striker and to play with a second striker.
Maybe. So probably the formation that he played under this Tottenham coach.
Yeah, Antonio Conte.
Antonio Conte in Inter Milan, and he got the best out of him. So probably if Thomas Tuchel could look at what Antonio Conte did to get the best out of him. Because when he was in Man, talking about Lukaku, he did not perform too well until he went to Inter. So there was something that Antonio Conte did on him. Take that template and use.
And the thing is, he was one of the first transfers Conte identified immediately he came to Inter. He demanded for Lukaku to.
Because he saw something that he needed. That if I have this kind of player, there's something in that you fit into my kind of play. And even I'm very sure that Lukaku will fit into Mourinho's kind of play too, because Antonio Conte and Mourinho, they are similar. So they have the same kind of setup. But Thomas Tuchel wants to play more or less
open, expansive football.
Yes, and while Antonio Conte is more of like hold the ball a little bit, stop the pressure,
hit them on the counter,
release the ball, and when they come when they get the just attack them, pressure them to get the ball out again, suck the pressure, and shoot the ball. So that's more what Antonio Conte does.
So Lukaku needs Inter right now in his career.
He needs Inter.
Does Inter need Lukaku?
I think Inter also needs Lukaku.
Because they pushed Milan to the very end of the season.
Probably if Lukaku was there, maybe it would have also...
It would have been a different story?
It might be a different story because there's some games that they could have lost, they could have won, but they fired blanks because of the lack of...
firepower.
Yes. And then last season, I know how himself and Abramovich were always squaring up because both 89 Inter Milan, their rivals. So it's Lukaku and Ibrahimovic were always squaring up every now and then.
Exactly.
Former friends turned enemy, during the
they even got physical in the Italian Cup.
Yes. So because they are both gunning for the title
at that time,
and it worked out well for Inter Milan
at the time.
Yes, so I think Inter Milan should still get back Lukaku. He's still strong.
Well, they're still trying to sort out the finances and actually how the deal is going to be structured. But we're hearing that it's probably going to be a loan move first of all.
Whichever it is, just get out of Chelsea. I don't think his mind is in Chelsea any longer. Just get off Chelsea, either loan move or half loan, whatever. Just leave Chelsea.
Chelsea, go somewhere else.
Yeah. Reignite your career again and be fine. Okay. Once the player's happy in the club. But for him to have done that interview few weeks back or a few months back,
to see what he said,
that means he felt he was not feeling appreciated or happy in the club. Exactly. So he just get out and
But do you think Thomas Tuchel got it wrong with how he managed Lukaku?
Yes, he did. He did. There are some games that he could have brought on Lukaku, but probably because of the beef or whatever it is, he put on the bench. How would the player feel? So they now bring on the next game. Of course, he will not put in his best because it's okay. I'm just playing that because you just want to play me for playing sake, not that he trusts me. So Tuchel doesn't trust Lukaku.
Okay.
And if a player feels that I'm not being trusted by a particular coach, let me just leave here and go to another club where I know every player wants to play regularly.
That's the thing. Well, another player that has been rumoured to be wanting a move is actually Alexander Zinchenko of Manchester City. We're hearing rumours that he's attracting interest from Everton and Newcastle. Newcastle are the new money men now.
They're the richest club in the world.
They're the new money men now, Newcastle, and Everton are looking to have a better season than what they had last season because they barely escaped relegation.
Arab money speaking.
Yeah.
I had this issue with some Newcastle fans on Twitter recently where they blasted. I know it was not Arab money; it was the clubs, the coaches, and everything. I said, but if the Arabs had not taken over the club
in the first place,
they would not have pumped the money to bring the players that you have now. So thanks to the Arab money first, before you start thinking
that the players did this or the manager did that.
Yes, because it was because of the oil money that transformed Newcastle. And now they want to get in this Ukraine guy.
Zinchenko,
now. So he's a lovely guy. He's a good player. I love it. I love the way he moves with the ball and the way he crosses his ball and everything. But I think he should still stay with Man City for a while. For a while, because he let Newcastle get more players, bigger players, and they probably play in Europe. They might not even start for Champions League, but at least play in Europe first.
Even if it is a conference league,
then graduate to.
So do you think like the Conference League or the Europa League is which one is more realistic for them next season?
Conference League.
Okay, they start from there.
They should start from there.
But a lot of Newcastle fans don't have the patience for that. They believe that we have all this money.
Where were they 2 seasons ago?
They have this feeling that we have all this money. Let's go out and buy Mbappe.
Even Leicester City, they haven't had a rich owner at a point. Of course, they played in Champions League for a while, but now they dropped down a little bit.
Exactly.
So where was the Newcastle? So they should just take that start. At least they are getting the graduate. It can't just come and upset the cats. There are other clubs who have been there for years trying to enter this Europe. You have Tottenham, you have Arsenal, you have Newcastle, you have the Big Four, Liverpool and Co.
Exactly.
Even Man U, no matter how bad Man U is, at least they will still try to be in top 6.
Exactly.
So Newcastle,
let them break into the top 6 first, and then they can have ambitions.
Yes.
But realistically, who do you think they can get actually to show them up, to make that leap in quality? Because right now they are not there yet.
They're not there.
They got Kieran Trippier last season. I think he was a good move.
Yes, for Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, exactly. I think he was a good move. They splashed out the cash really. They got this guy from Burnley. I think the striker is there. So who do you think they can realistically target, both within and outside the Premier League?
Mbappe. or maybe Hazard.
Okay.
But Hazard wants to remain in Real Madrid.
Because we've seen big players like Christian Eriksen come to play for Brentford.
Yes.
So it's not really...
Yes, Eriksen's case was just sad because he left Inter and he
needed a place to
go to, and Brentford was willing to accept him even with his heart condition. So if Newcastle can get a player like Christian Eriksen, that'd be fantastic for them.
Okay.
But right now there are not much grade A players on ground now who are willing to play for a non-Champions League or a non-European football club. I mean, football club right now.
Exactly.
When I mean play in the Europe, not just only the league. So the big players want to play in Europe, no matter what.
All right. Well, let's go back to Chelsea a little bit. There are some rumors right now that their transfer guru, Marina Carneiro, is thinking about leaving in August. She has been in charge of Chelsea's transfer strategy, transfer moves, even going to broker the deals herself in lots of cases. And now we're hearing rumors that she's leaving. If these rumors are true and she does leave, how will that affect Chelsea?
That would be a very, very sad news for her to leave, for every Chelsea fan or every Chelsea, for the whole club of Chelsea, because Marina has been very, very fantastic. She's very deft and smart when it comes to transfers. How she pulls off these transfers that she had is beyond. In fact, she needs to be studied in school. You know, as a course, how were you able to pull off ridiculous transfers without breaking the bank
yes.
and bringing the best players? And within the year she came, Chelsea won the Champions League. So we saw that our investment, because she of course, she's the transfer chief. Of course, she relies with the coach.
Exactly.
And they look at, okay, let's go for this player, let's go for this player. And when it comes to money, instead of paying above the value price of the player, they find a way to break down the price.
And she got good value for players leaving as well.
Yes.
You know, we can see Fikayo Tomori's deal. I mean, like, it went for over 13 million, which is amazing. She managed to get Bakayoko off their wage bill for a while, even though it was a loan deal. I mean, like, it's some
smart deals,
some solid moves.
Smart deals that clubs like Man U should be looking for this kind of woman to come and become the transfer chief, you know, because she has acumen, or she has that business acumen. Let's get to her. She's very, very good.
Because we've seen how sporting directors actually influence the success of a team.
Yes,
we've seen very strong sporting directors over the years who have done amazing things in different clubs. You know,
who should be going to PSG? Because I know that Leonardo is leaving.
Yes, Leonardo is leaving PSG. And you see that some people actually believe that, well, that's one of the problems PSG actually have. They're not having a very strong sporting director. Exactly, not having a very strong sporting director, because he just sees the money there and he splashes
money.
Yeah.
Like Chelsea, whereby it's a structure.
Exactly.
Okay, they have the money to spend on any player, but then we can't just spend money anyhow. Just like Arsene Wenger cannot just spend money.
A lot of money.
Ridiculous. Because how to get a player, 18 million Wenger will not do such. A rather £2 million plus one pound.
Exactly. So all right. So what realistically for her now? You said maybe PSG.
Yeah, even maybe Newcastle. Yeah, because at least those are the clubs that can probably afford her right now, because she's one of the best when it comes to transfer markets in Europe. What about Manchester City? Man City, I think they have very good. The former, I can't recall him right now, but he was the former transfer chief for Barcelona before going to Man City. So he's still there, and he's doing well too. Even though they splash too much money for players unnecessarily, but at least the money is shown on the pitch. Yeah,
sometimes it actually baffles me, because a player like Jack Grealish costs 100 million, and then Holland costs how much? You know, it doesn't really follow. Is it how the deals are being structured? Is it because they're English?
No, I think because they're English. You just want to hype the English players, give them, because they believe football came from England, and English players are the best. And then we don't see what they even do when it comes to European football. In the World Cup,
no,
they've not won it since 1966.
Exactly.
Europa League. I'm sorry, UEFA. Euros. They've not won it in how many years? So I wonder why they always try to promote English players as if they're the best. When meanwhile, it's just media hype.
Well, as far as they're concerned, England is the best national team in the world.
They might have not won the World Cup.
So whoever cares to listen.
Why have not won the Euros?
So do you think a team like Arsenal now can be able to benefit from Marina's expertise if they can be able to get her?
Wow, I didn't even think of Arsenal, but I think yes, they can. Yes, they can. But yes, they should. They can. They can get the. It would be very good for Arteta to have this kind of woman by his side because, of course,
to be able to get the players that he needs.
Younger and hungrier players at good money, not ridiculous.
Because we know Arsenal can be very frugal sometimes. They don't
not that
really
they can be. They're actually very frugal.
Yeah, they're not the splash the cash kind of thing, kind of situation. But
and they still make more money.
Exactly.
Unlike club like let's not go to Man U. They just wasted money on it. I wonder they spend so much money, but they still remain one of the richest club. So
yes. It's because of I think it's because of the reach they have. They have a very solid fan base worldwide. And the brand Manchester United. I think it's all about branding. That is something that we can actually use in our own Nigerian Professional Football League. Really, we need to. I think we have a branding issue.
We have a branding issue. We have had this interactive session with the arbitrators about Albion, but it's just this crowd control that scares away sponsors.
Okay.
No sponsor wants to invest in sport or in whatever they see that is not going to regain money back. Okay, fans come in, they don't pay gate fee, they crash into the pitch, they destroy things. So which sponsor wants to put his or her money?
I want to be associated with
such
something like that.
So the crowd control, the fan violence plays a role in we not getting the right sponsors for the Nigerian league, and yes, the insincerity on the part of our arbitrators. Now they tell us that they've signed some deals with some companies, multi-billionaire deal. We never get to know how much money was involved
in it.
They just said that they signed a 5-year, multi-million-dollar deal. What is this a multi-million-dollar deal?
Well, we just heard that the Ministry of Sports has signed a deal with the Spanish Ministry of Sports for sports development and all these things.
When it gets back, I'm going to ask him questions. What are the details about this agreement? How does it benefit the Nigerian sports
generally?
What are we going to gain from? Because you can't just say a bilateral agreement that will favor one part.
Exactly.
I will not favor. So what are we going to get? Are we going to have players going to Spanish teams or Spanish teams coming to? So let us know, and of course, most importantly, how much is involved, because that is that money is critical.
It's the most important thing.
Yes, how much is involved in that agreement?
How much is involved indeed, because sports is definitely a business as well. Jide Olushola, has been nice having you on the show.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure having you on the show. And that's how we're going to wrap it up on 360 Sports on Trust TV today. Join us again as we continue to bring you nothing but the very best in sports. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for joining us.